And now we will start the Q&A session. Any one of the audience who has an inquiry or question about any spiritual topics, whether something that I covered in this spiritual discourse or anything else, I will be happy and honored to answer any spiritual inquiries. Thank you.
Hello. So the effort by a chela will be also count as mechanical?
Effort should not be mechanical. Ishwarji has explained that everything we are meant to do in our lives has to be done with love, including effort. As a matter of fact, if you include love spontaneously with effort, effort does not become that hard, not that difficult. So effort has to be made with love. Thank you.
I just have a question. I was listening to Ishwarji the other day that he was talking about the time travel. I know I'm not there yet, but I was just wondering the way he was explaining. In one of his satsang, he tells that they were in France and this girl with them, and somebody was like time traveling to see herself. Sometimes I wonder, like, when they do the time travel, or when we talk about the time travel, is it going on the same time, or the person can go and conscious in the back and see the past? Is it a past really, or is it going at the same time, past, present, and future?
All of the above. Past, present, and future. Time is not linear. It is circular. When we picked up our DVD from the Akashic records in Trikoti, which is the highest region of the causal world, we knew what's going to happen to us exactly in all lives, past, present, and future. Time travel is a powerful experience. Not all of us will have it because it is not a necessary experience in the spiritual journey. But those of us who are curious, they want to know how they were in a previous lifetime, or what's going to happen to them in the future, or what's going to happen to them in the present moment, they can have this experience, of course, with the assistance and the support of the Master. Time travel can be physical, can also be astral. So, time travel is within the three lower worlds, which are the physical world, this one, Pinda, the astral world, which is the second region, also known as Anda, and time travel can also be in the causal world, which is Brahmanda. But beyond Trikuti, there is no more time travel. Why? Because as you cross Trikuti with the love and the grace of a perfect living master, there is no more time and there is no more space.
You were talking. Hi, Tarek. You were talking about coincidences, right? My son, I had some trouble with my son. People know, but he used to work 8 months here on Tompkin Avenue and Advanced. So on this corner here. And we live pretty far from here, about 20 kilometers. So he biked on his e-bike for 8 months over here to work in some warehouse, or something like that. And now we have this spiritual discourse here. Is that a coincidence, or is it something? It has some meaning to it, because I was shocked when I learned that we're going to have a spiritual discourse exactly the same spot when my son worked, What do you think?
Thank you. Yes, that was certainly a coincidence, but a coincidence that meant to happen for you. So therefore, it is a coincidence done by an invisible power, but actually it's not a coincidence for you that the spiritual discourse was held at this particular region at the Greater Toronto area.
So it was coincidence caused by a master, or?
Yes.
For the benefit of me or my son, or what?
Both.
Both. Okay.
You and your son.
Right. Okay. Anybody else? Because I have a whole list. Okay. Thank you. Love and devotion. Okay. I can understand what's love. But the devotion, I have no idea what it is. I think maybe it's just an Indian thing. Or maybe it's just some word from the Middle Ages. Maybe it's just, what the dog feels to his owner, or something like that. So I was thinking about it, and I was speaking to some of our satsangis in our ashram. And then finally, I came up with this, how can I understand it? But the actual devotion is the response to compassion. Like if the master gives us love and gives us compassion and finds us, and then we feel gratitude. So if there would be no word devotion, I would say this would be the word gratitude. We are pulled and drawn, and we are grateful. So what do you think about which word would you use if there wouldn't be word devotion?
Thank you. Ishwarji has explained that devotion is the spontaneous response of love. So, for example, a person will give you love, you will feel the love, and your spontaneous reaction toward that person is devotion. But what you have mentioned is also correct. Because when a person is blessed to have Master's love showered upon him or her, they will develop gratitude and appreciation.
So that makes it more clear for me. Yes, thank you. Maybe somebody else. Because I don't want to monopolize, whatever time we have left. Come on, guys. What's the matter? Okay, fine. Okay. Baba Sawan Singh, he was talking in one of his letters, I think, I read it, that he wanted to, like even Ishwar was often repeating that in his satsang, that Ishwar was sent to North America to move the axis of spirituality from India or from Asia to North America, something to this effect. Let's see here. Oh yeah, but Baba Sawan Singh, he said, in order for this to be successful, the people in North America have to accept it in their own language and in their own terms. So I was thinking, what does it mean by that? Obviously language is in English. No, because in North America we have English, we have French, and we have Spanish in Mexico. Plus we have lots of languages from immigrants and from native people and other. So he couldn't mean the language. So I thought, and also in our own language and our own terms. So what is the terms of North America? What is the language of America? So I thought maybe the language that we can relate to is language of how do you interpret that?
Thank you. So Ishwarji has told us that his beloved master, Maharaj Sawan Singh Ji, also known as the Great Master, he has told Ishwarji that the axis of spirituality is moving from the east to the west, especially in North America, in a very big way. And this is the main reason why Ishwarji, who was holding a prominent position within the government, the central government of India, he decided to move from India to the United States of America to personally experience the shift of access of spirituality that is moving from the east to the west. Ishwarji has also explained that the east will be more occupied with worldly desires, mostly business opportunities, gaining more money, etc. While the West, especially North America, spirituality is going to develop over there in a big way. Now, languages, as you have just mentioned, yes, in India, spirituality has been taught in Sanskrit, Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, and English. In North America, it is English, French, and Spanish mostly, in addition to other languages like Polski or Polish, Chinese, Arabic to a certain extent, etc. So The point that Ishwarji was trying to make, brother, is that spirituality is now blossoming in North America, while spirituality in the East, especially in India, China, and Pakistan, it started to gradually declining. And that is what's happening to us right now. That has also been confirmed by one of the great master's disciple called Dr. Julian Johnson, who has mentioned in his book entitled The Path of the Masters that the great master has informed him that spirituality is going to blossom in the West in a very big way, especially in North America. What do we mean by terms? Spirituality is beyond any terms and conditions, but for the seekers who are interested in following Sant Mat philosophy, Sant Mat meaning the path of the truth, also meaning teachings of the saints, there are certain requirements that we need to adhere to in order to get spiritual initiation. And these requirements, to the best of my knowledge and belief, are the same whether the person is in the East or whether the seeker is in the West. Number one, strictly follow a lacto-vegetarian diet. Number two, no smoking of any kind, no tobacco at all, not even vapes. Right now we have this electronic cigarettes nowadays. That is also included. Number three, no alcohol consumption. Number four, no recreational drugs or of any kind. And then number five is to devote your time and energy for the meditation practice on a daily basis. So these requirements, brother, are the same whether the seeker comes from the East or from the West. Does this answer your question?
Yes. But I was thinking a little bit differently. The language that I thought he had in mind was the language of, well, if this is supposed to be our civilization, how the North America was born from revolution. We overthrew kings and princesses, or, all the arbitrary powers. So I thought the language was supposed to be language of freedom, language of equality, language of brotherhood. And the terms would be the terms of the science. So the spirituality will merge with the science. So this is the essence of the terms that I understood. Because if we reject the science and just have our spirituality, the meditation, then we kind of weaken our position, because I think the God is the greatest scientist. So the more science we have, more wisdom we have, closest to God we are,
Good points, brother. Thank you for that. Now, Sant Mat philosophy focuses solely on spirituality. Science is important, yes, and actually there have been some scientific research studies done on certain kinds types of meditation, especially the Transcendental Meditation Program as taught by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Numerous, hundreds, maybe thousands of scientific research studies done on the TM program. But Sant Mat philosophy essentially focuses on the spiritual path. And science is part of the world, yes. But what the perfect living masters tell us is that we can go ahead and start conducting scientific research studies on the meditation technique as taught by Sant Mat philosophy. Is it necessary? Not really. Is it important? It could be important to certain individuals, such as yourself, but maybe not for others. So therefore, as of now, to the best of my knowledge and belief, there has not been any scientific research conducted on Sant Mat philosophy. And the masters who follow this path, they're not very much concerned of the world, including science. It doesn't mean that science is not important, no. But the point here is that the master's main role is to help the disciple return back to the true home known as Sachkhand in Punjabi, where the soul of the disciple will be eternally merged with the Absolute Supreme Being.
Thank you, Tarek. Thank you very much. I'm going to give up the microphone for now.
Okay, Tarek, I just have a question. When we sit for meditation, usually Ishwar Puri used to say that imagine you live in a 6th floor building and you have to stay in the 6th floor. But after some time, there is no floor. So you still have to can you feel the whole thing and try to stay up there? Or you can just leave it at that point when your body is empty, there are no roof, top or anything. It's just one line.
Thank you. You do not have to stay all the time on the 6th floor. You do not. And it's extremely hard for you to stay there all the time. You do your best and leave the rest. If you can imagine, not pretend, imagine that you are at the third eye center, behind the physical eyes and between the physical ears, which is also known as Ajna, or the third eye chakra, that would be great. But to be there all the time during meditation, it could be very challenging, I must say, for most of us. So therefore, you just do your best. And Ishwarji was giving here an analogy about the 6th floor because of the lower 5 chakras and the 6th chakra here. And he was recommending us to try to have our attention on the 6th chakra, which is the third eye chakra, also known as Ajna. That is the third eye center. But again, if you are not there, that's okay. But at least imagine that you are there while you are practicing your regular meditation.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because I was just trying to focus to stay there. Then I remember that, you know what, he always says, stay up there, stay up there. So, okay, thank you. I have one more question, just like the weather today. Since my childhood, I like the weather when it's like lightning and thunder, and everybody just hide, and I was used to go on the rooftop in India and just wanna be in that moment when it's thunder and lightning. And sometimes I just wonder, is it resonate with something else? Do we like have that kind of experience inside?
Yes, you can. But for you, the reason why you like this kind of weather is due to past impressions.
Yeah.
But yes, you can certainly experience what's happening outside inside. After all, Ishwarji has explained to us that outer is all coming from the inner. So therefore, inner is the basis of outer. So everything that you are experiencing in the physical world can be experienced in the astral world. The difference is, in the physical world, you have physical matter. In the astral world, you have sensory perceptions.
Yeah, because from childhood, somehow I felt the connection with that. I just want to stay nearby the thunder and lightning when it's really bad. I don't know. Maybe something was wrong with me.
No, nothing is wrong at all. Again, this is due to past impressions in a previous life.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay. So, Perfect Living Masters, they burn the Sinchit karma, right? Completely. Now, say in a past life when I was an evil person, I murdered somebody, right? And in this life, I was supposed to get karma for that, or they were going to get payback for that. But I got initiated by a Perfect Living Master, and instead of burning in the depths of hell or having, whatever negative karma come back to me, my Perfect Living Master just wiped it all out, and I'm free from that karma, right? But I feel like what happens to that person that I murdered in the past? Where's the justice? How do they feel? Is there any remediation for them?
Very good question. So, when a perfect living master of the highest order, known as Param Sant Satguru, accepts a disciple to be spiritually initiated, the master will automatically burn the enormous warehouse of the karmic debts, also known as reserve karma or Sinchit karma, completely. The disciple will only be responsible for the two other types of karma, the destiny karma and the present karma. Now, as far as you are concerned, when the perfect living master has burned your reserve karma, including some negative act that you may have committed in a previous lifetime, it's gone. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to even think about that person that you may have inflicted harm about. Leave it for the master. You don't have to worry about it. Now, sometimes what will happen is the perfect living master may sometimes put this type of negative act that you committed in your destiny karma. So he will move it from reserve to destiny karma, and you still have to pay for it, but it would be much reduced. So, for example, say you committed something in the past. Normally, when a perfect living master burns up the karma, that is stored karma, this particular thing that you made may not go to stored karma. It may go to your destiny karma. So then you still have to pay back for the payback, and therefore you have to pay for the price But normally, when you are initiated by a perfect living master, the karma would be much reduced. So it will be in your destiny karma, but not in your reserve karma. Understood?
In my pralapt karma.
Yes.
Okay. But still, it's much reduced, like
Yes.
you said. So what if the person who's getting, revenge in this lifetime, are they going to feel fulfilled in, because, how do I explain this?
Why are you so much concerned about them being fulfilled?
Maybe some
It's
guilt.
about you, personal. I mean, the spiritual path is a customized path.
Yeah.
You should not really care about how this person that you may have hurt in a previous lifetime, how will they feel? I mean, don't worry about that. You just do your best and leave the rest. Master will take care of this. But to answer your question, if it is this negative act goes to stored karma, it is wiped out. Oh, it's not fair. The mind will start arguing, analyzing, synthesizing. Don't worry about that. Leave that for the master. He knows best. But sometimes a negative act can go into your pralapt karma, your destiny karma. Then you have to be accountable for that act. But yet, because you have been spiritually initiated by a PLM, it is much reduced. So it will be something like maybe getting a little cut on your index finger, something like that. Now, I have to here make a very important caveat, is that when a Sadguru, who is also a perfect living master, spiritually initiates a disciple, the Sinchit karma does not get wiped out. Ishwarji has explained very clearly that only the perfect living master of the highest order, also known in Punjabi, Hindi, Sanskrit as Param Sant Satguru, only he can wipe out the reserve karma, which is an extremely important thing to do, because we have to have all debts paid back before we are able to transcend the mind and Maya and reach our true home, Sachkhand. If a disciple is initiated by a Sadguru, a perfect living master, who has transcended the mind, but he has reached Bhanwar Gufa, could not go to Sachkhand for a certain reason, then this disciple still has to take care of the Sinchit karma themselves. So normally, what will happen is that eventually this disciple, if he or she has a very strong desire to reach the ultimate truth, then eventually they will get spiritually initiated by a Param Sant Sadguru to have the Sinchit karma or the reserve karma completely wiped out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Dr.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask a question about Ishwarji has told us that the last free will decision we made was to pick that DVD that we're playing right now, because we saw in the end it led to liberation to get out of it all. So okay, we picked that DVD and we're playing it out. What if that DVD is no fun and is fraught with all kinds of difficulties and unhappiness? Could you explain to us how Master helped us with that?
Thank you, brother. We have picked up our own DVD from the Akashic records in Trikuti. And we knew exactly what was going to happen. Past, present, future, all lives. And including in this DVD was that we are going to meet our perfect living master, who is the medium, as I explained in the spiritual discourse. He is the medium between the absolute supreme being and our soul. Sometimes a soul picks up a DVD which is full of negative things. Sometimes a soul picks up a DVD which is full of more like positive things. The Master explains to us, no matter what DVD you pick up, it does not matter. Why? Because after all, this physical world is Maya, is illusion. It appears to be real, brother. Why? Because the pain, the misery, and the suffering, they feel real. The person is undergoing tremendous physical, mental, and or emotional trauma. It feels real. But actually, once we start the spiritual journey, the grace of the Master is always upon us. Sometimes we feel it, sometimes we do not. Sometimes we want it more tangibly. So therefore, please remember, brother, that once you have been initiated by Ishwarji, he has put himself in you. He knows your pain, he knows your suffering, he knows your misery. Remember the three things that I mentioned in the spiritual discourse: effort, attention, and faith. Do your best, brother. Put your effort to the maximum of your ability in meditation with love and devotion. Focus your attention on spirituality. Have living faith in the Master, and things will slowly but surely get better in your life. Does this answer your question, brother? Thank you.
So, Tarek, when we talk about the DVD, of course, when we pick up the DVD, so we know all DVDs like past, present, and future. Then there must be something, that soul or something, when picking it up. Is it pick it up, the hard DVD, just because the end is good? Like, oh my God, in this life I'm going to have so many hard times, but at the end I'm going to meet Ishwarji. Just that, did I pick that DVD just for that? Or do I have to pick up because I know that I have to go through this, I did something wrong with these people, then I have to pay back. It must be something like...
Thank you. So, there are two kinds of souls in Sachkhand, as we all know from Ishwarji: Hans and Bans. Hans are the souls who decide to embark into this greatest adventure of existence, coming to the three lower worlds, experience the world of duality, experience happiness and sorrow, experience goodness and misery, experience right and wrong, experience black and white. So, what happened is that you, as a Hans soul, you have met with the absolute Supreme Being, and he told you that you can go ahead and embark. You made the decision to leave Sachkhand and to experience the lower worlds. Why? Because you want an adventure. You were feeling a little bored in Sachkhand. So therefore, you made an agreement with the absolute Supreme Being. He told you, you pick up any DVD that you wish, but one thing for sure is that I will personally come through my medium, through a perfect living Master, at certain time, at a certain place, to spiritually initiate you and start your spiritual journey back to Sachkhand. So you went ahead and you picked up yourself a DVD. You looked at the DVD, okay, you kind of like, you scanned like a book. It has an index. It tells you chapter 1, a title, chapter 2, another title, chapter 3, a third title, and so on. So you knew about the chapters, and then you said, okay, I'm going to pick up this DVD. You got the guarantee and the assurance of the absolute supreme being, also known as the ultimate creator, Sat Purush. He told you, I will come whenever you are fed up with this world of duality, which has so much pain, suffering, and misery. I will come and initiate you, but it has to be through a human form, because, as I mentioned in the spiritual discourse, it is extremely difficult for us as humans to fall in love with an abstraction. We cannot love the absolute supreme being. But we can love a perfect living master because he's a human being like us. We cannot love an angel. We cannot. We cannot love an insect. We cannot love a plant. So therefore, the absolute supreme being decides to have a human form and come to Pinda, to the physical world, to rescue us, to spiritually initiate us, to return back to the true home, to Sachkhand. So again, the DVD by itself does not really matter much, because the perfect living master is in each and every DVD of us. He is there. For those of us who have been spiritually initiated, the perfect living master is found in each and every DVD. And he came in the right place at the right time to spiritually initiate us and start the journey back to true home.
Oh, okay. So it means when we picked up the DVD, it's like from all the births and deaths included in it.
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking, maybe some other people too thinking about it. I thought this life is a separate DVD and the previous life a separate DVD.
Nahiji.
Okay.
No, it's all one DVD. Very important. One DVD, Ishwarji has explained. It's only one DVD. You cannot, now after you reach Sachkhand and say after Perle or Mahaperle, dissolution or grand dissolution, if you wish to return back again to Pinda for another great adventure, then you pick up another DVD. But for you right now, you only have one DVD, including when you meet your perfect living master for spiritual initiation, it's the same DVD. It is there. So it's not more than one. Sirf ek. Only one.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Hi. So, I'm not initiated. So, was I initiated in my previous birth that I end up coming in this satsangs? Or that's my first question. Second question is, I am grateful for all the misery and all the things that was given to me, because if they were not there, I would never crave for or look for other things which open the door for spirituality for me. So I think if I am thankful for the miseries and all the bad things and all the people, I thank them for giving me bad times, because that brings me close to the spirituality. Thank you.
Thank you. The answer to your first question is yes. You have been spiritually initiated in a previous lifetime. The answer to your second question is we need some pain, suffering, and misery in our lives. Friends, if we are happy with worldly joys, then we will never get spiritually initiated. Ignorance is bliss. You look at the people around us who have not been spiritually initiated, sometimes we feel they are very happy, happier than us. Ignorance is bliss. Like you said, sister, you are correct. If we are experiencing happiness, why on earth do I need to be spiritually initiated? And that reminds me of a story that Ishwarji has told all of us about this man who heard his spiritual discourse, and then at the end he came to Ishwarji and he told him, "Sir, thank you very much for your satsang. I found it very useful, but I must tell you something. I am very happy. I have millions of dollars. I have a lot of properties. I enjoy my life. I have my own jet. I can go and visit all world countries. I have a beautiful wife who loves me dearly. Why do I need to be initiated?" Then Ishwarji looked at him straight into his eyes with Ishwarji's piercing brightness, and he told him, "You're correct. You don't have to be initiated. You seem to be happy. Enjoy. Have a good time in your life." 1 week later, the same man came to Ishwarji and he told him, "My life is in a hell right now. My wife has left me. Please help me." And he requested spiritual initiation. So as you have mentioned, sister, sometimes if we have pain, suffering, and sorrow in our lives, we feel we are doomed. But actually we are not. Because had we not been unhappy, we would have never requested spiritual initiation. So therefore, for us, misery, pain, suffering can be a good thing, is a good thing. Otherwise, if we are so much following worldly joys and pleasures, then we will never be spiritually initiated. Then we have to wait several lifetimes when our turn comes. Thank you.
Hi, Tarek. Thanks for coming. Just a question. Do we have duality in other universes as well? Or just on Earth? And can we, picking up a DVD, can we go to other universes too?
Thank you. So the answer to the first question is the world of duality is mostly here in Pinda. We do not have the world of duality per se in Anda and in Brahmanda. That is the astral world and the causal world. Why? Because Ishwarji said that only in the physical world we can create and we can burn karma. In the astral world and in the causal world, we can only burn karma. We cannot create karma there at all. So therefore, the world of duality is only found in the physical world. As far as the answer to your second question, yes. Each one of us has their own set of karmas. Like the sister here mentioned, she may be interested in time travel. So for her, time travel could be an important component in her spiritual path. For you, it could be to discover and explore other universes. So the answer is yes. Whatever you want, it will be granted to you. Once you are spiritually initiated by a perfect living master, that's it. You knew that the beginning of the end has already started. So therefore, you are going to Sachkhand. Now, if you have desires to explore other universes, the astral world is extremely vast. It's larger than the physical universe. The causal world is immense is even bigger than the astral world. So some of us may have, they'll say, Master, can you give us some time? We would like to go and explore the astral world. We would like to go and explore the causal world. We would like to go to Trikuti, where the Akashic records are, the universal mind. He says, sure, whatever you want. On the other hand, some of us say, Master, please put a blindfold in my face and take me straight to Sachkhand. Some of us like that. We don't want to be seduced by the other universes. We're not interested. We just want to go to Sachkhand, and then from there, then if we want to, we can go down and explore astral world, causal world, beyond the causal, etc. So again, it depends on your desires. Whatever you want, the Master will grant you. Know one thing that that the Master is always with you. So he's going to take you with you to the astral world. You can spend as much time as you want over there. He will take you to the causal world. You could spend as many years as you want there. No problem at all. And then eventually, when you have enough, you have fulfilled all your desires, then you say, okay, Master, now I'm ready for Sachkhand. All right, let's do it. Then you will go ahead and cross the realms of mind and Maya, and then here you are in your true home.
So just I think maybe I didn't express properly. My question is like, in the physical form, the way we have in the physical form, is there any other universes like, where we have the same kind of physical reality, not the astral or the causal planes, but actually in the physical reality? When we say Pinda, do we have this Pinda in other universes too?
Pinda is only found in the physical world.
In the it's only on planet Earth, or is there somewhere else too?
No. I'm talking about Pinda, the physical world that includes hundreds of billions of galaxies.
Yeah.
Galaxies, stars, suns. So it's not only planet Earth, no. Planet Earth is only one small part of the solar system. And the solar system is a very small part of our galaxy, the Milky Way. But there are hundreds of billions of galaxies nowadays. And now with the black hole theory, some galaxies disappear and others appear. It's amazing. So yes, the answer to your question, to your third question, which you have provided some clarification, yes, you can go ahead in this physical body. You can explore other galaxies if you would like to. You could go to other galaxies, not physically, but through the process of meditation, through time travel, you could go ahead and explore other galaxies, other planets, if you have the desire to do so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I just got another question from her question. So when we talk about it's a collective dream, so is it a different collective dream on other planets, or it's included mine? Or and the other thing is when we go to the, like, they say when in meditation you can go up and then you can see everything. Isn't that included in my collective dream then?
Ishwarji has explained there is only one dreamer, and that is you. So don't say collective dream. Collective dream is not a correct statement per se. Ishwarji has explained that there is only one dreamer, and that is you. So therefore, as far as you are concerned, you go ahead and you have already started your spiritual journey with the guidance and support of your master. But there is nothing called global or collective dream. Once you reach Sachkhand, you're going to realize that this was all this thing was Maya. The physical world was basically illusion. It was a dream that you have experienced. When you wake up from the dream, this is when you reach Sachkhand. Oh, that was a dream. So therefore, that's why I was telling people that don't worry if you have too much pain, suffering, and misery, because it's like I go to bed tonight and I'm having a nightmare, and then I wake up in the morning, the nightmare is gone. Oh, that was a dream, right? But Ishwarji again has mentioned, and he has explained that there is only one dreamer, and that dreamer is you and only you.
Yeah.
Now, to answer the second question is when you are doing meditation, if you can go to higher realms.
The causal level and everything, and you go there.
Yes.
And you experience everything over there.
Yes. Yes, Ishwarji has explained that we can definitely experience, while we are in the physical body, you can experience the astral world, you can experience the causal world, and you can experience Parbrahm beyond the causal world. But one caveat, Ishwarji said, you can only do it at one time. So for example, when you are experiencing the astral world, you can only experience the astral world, nothing else. Nothing else. When you are experiencing the causal world, you can only experience the causal world, nothing else. So Ishwarji has explained that only when the human soul gets eternally merged with the ultimate creator, with Satpurush in Sachkhand, then you can be on all worlds at the same time.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Tarek Ji. Thank you for being here. I have a question about initiation. For those who have been initiated on the inside or initiated in a past life, and we end up back here, I suppose, is it necessary to get initiated again? And if so, why? And do we keep coming back again and again, having to get initiated again in order to go be done with it and go to Sachkhand eventually?
Thank you. For those of us who have been spiritually initiated in the past, our master may have not been a Paramsant Sadguru. He could have been a master who has reached the astral world or maybe even the causal world. So therefore, spiritual initiation by a Paramsant Sadguru is an absolute necessity. And for those of us who have been spiritually initiated but not given the official ceremony explaining the 3 different parts of meditation of Santmat, although you have been spiritually initiated from inside, because Ishwarji has explained that initiation is not giving the ceremony. Initiation could be much before that, whereby a master of the highest order has looked at you and has given you his darshan and drishti and accepted you for spiritual initiation. Yet there will be another person who will go ahead and give you the parts of meditation and how to properly meditate. So the answer to your question would be yes. Spiritual initiation by a perfect living master is an absolute necessity in order for the human soul to start the spiritual journey and return back to the true home where it will be eternally merged with the absolute supreme being.
Just to add on to that, if you don't mind, if you've been internally initiated by a perfect living master, but then you're given a ceremony of initiation by someone who isn't, does it still work in the same way?
Yes, it will still work. But there is a caveat here. How do you know that the person who has initiated you internally is a perfect living master? Exactly. So therefore, the spiritual journey, as I mentioned, is a personal experimentation of consciousness. And Ishwarji has explained that the spiritual path is very customized. So therefore, you will find out only through your personal experiences whether the master who has innerly initiated you is a perfect living master. You will be able to find out that if his eyes and forehead comes to you when you are in your meditation or when you are having a spiritual dream.
Thank you, Tarek.
Thank you.
One more question for you, brother. Okay, this is all a dream, not the material. I won't realize that when we wake up. Okay. If the spiritual path is all about love, we know when our child is having a nightmare, it's not real. It's going to go away. They're going to wake up. Would you not still wake them up and hug them and caress them and reassure them? And not just let them have a nightmare? I would think.
Thank you, brother. Brother, sometimes a nightmare is important for us to have. And when we are having a nightmare, nobody wakes us up from outside because only you know that you are having that nightmare. Brother, fear nothing. The nightmare is about to dissipate slowly and surely. But you have to show the master that you are making an effort in meditation. Your attention should be focused on the master as well as on your spirituality, which should be your topmost priority in life. And please start developing living faith in your master. Where there is love, there is no law.
Dr. Tarek, I have a question. So, when you talk about developing living faith, obviously we tend to keep testing and contemplating on some aspects, like things are working and then you're basically talking to master, seeking something or asking something which is really imperative for you to have, and the end result is actually contradictory to what you're really asking for, and you really are holding on to that's, I think, the last straw that you're really holding on to, and it doesn't work in your favor. So would it not be challenging for yourself to realize whether am I, like, you're trying to do everything you can in your capacity, but if it's not still working out, like, how do you strengthen the faith part, like in the physical form, which again gives you reassurance? You need to put in more efforts because you are on the right track, instead of just gauging whether or not kind of a situation.
Thank you, brother. The living faith occurs spontaneously in coincidences, in inner experiences during and meditation, as well as outside meditation. While you are sleeping at night, you do get some spiritual dreams. You are thinking of something to do today, and then you do not know how you're going to do it, and then suddenly you see something. Say, for example, you are driving on the highway, and then you see a sign, and this sign gives you clues. This is how the masters work. Like I mentioned in my spiritual discourse, the perfect living master is the purest love and the greatest mystery in our lives. The master works in a very mysterious ways. It is absolutely unfathomable. The mind can never comprehend, can never understand how the master functions. But the living faith is developed spontaneously. You don't force yourself to develop the living faith. It is done spontaneously, naturally, by having coincidences, clues in your daily life that facilitate your daily activities. It also comes, the living faith also comes, as Ishwarji explained, during meditation. Sometimes he makes you go to some higher level of consciousness because you needed some proof, some tangible proof that this is the path, the right path for you. So therefore, when I say living faith, I don't mean that you have to force it upon you, or you have to study it, or you have to embark into an endeavor. It happens spontaneously. But again, these three components, effort, attention, and faith, these are three important components for the disciple. If you can show the master that you are putting in effort in your daily meditation practice, he's going to reward you. How? By creating some clues, by coincidences in your daily life, by giving you experiences in meditation, by giving you some spiritual experiences while you are sleeping at night. All this happens to you, and it's very subjective. I cannot tell you, oh, my living faith is the same as yours. No. Again, the spiritual journey is a personal experimentation of consciousness. The spiritual path is a customized one. What is good for you might not be good for me. But again, to answer your question, brother, the living faith happens spontaneously, day by day, as you are being regular in your daily meditation practice. As long as you are putting some effort, the grace will come. Effort and grace come parallel to each other. They come at the same time. It's not like effort from your end and then grace will follow. No. Effort from the disciple's side and grace from the master's side.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Dr. Tarek. Thank you for coming. Actually, my question is a mix of many questions. I hope I'm able to make my question clear. So there are certain books in Santmat. The preface mentions, if you try to meditate, don't even read this book. It's enough. The journey is done. Like, we all know that we have to meditate, go inside. But in some lectures, we know that once you are initiated, life is khao pio nacho, like enjoy, it's done. Like, master has done his part. You just have to go with the flow. And also sometimes, like our master, who is a great experimenter, Hazur Maharaj Baba Sawan Singh Ji, gave him permission to go and experiment different things. He is such an example that we can do it. And then we look at videos like stimulate your vagus nerves, so and so lectures on matrix. So are these deviations, or we look at them as we go with the flow and learn about them, or we just know, like one of the lecture of our master which says, like one of the guy who bought a sand castle in 5 rupees with blind faith, and then the other one who was more pragmatic and practical in his approach, he later learned that it was a real house, not just a sand castle, and he had to buy it on a higher side, on a much higher price. So should we go by the flow, or when Master says that meditation is for the mind and love is for the soul, what should we do? Like, I don't know.
Thank you. Go with the flow. Ishwarji has explained that meditation is very important. But yes, you are correct. Meditation is for the mind. Meditation is very important for few reasons. Number one, it provides clarity of mind. It's very important to have clarity of mind. Number two, meditation burns karma. Our pralabdha and kariman karmas get burned through meditation. And number three, meditation, and that's probably the most important reason why we should meditate. Meditation is to please our Master, to show Him that we are obedient to Him. He wants us to meditate. But meditation will only take us to Trikuti, which is the highest region of the causal world. Meditation is important, but it is for the mind. The soul doesn't care about meditation. The soul only wants love, devotion, joy, bliss, beauty, and intuition. That's what the soul craves for. The soul only wants to merge with its beloved. That's all. So, back to your question, which is a very important one, go with the flow. Remember, the spiritual journey is a personal experimentation of consciousness. Your spiritual path is very customized. It could be different than your husband's. So therefore, whatever comes to you, you go with the flow. If you feel that you need to meditate, go ahead and meditate. If you feel like, Master, today, can you please do the meditation on my behalf? He may say yes to you. He may tell you, okay, what about you do 5 minutes and I'll do the rest. Go with the flow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Friends, I think this concludes the Q&A session of today. I would like to thank all of you for coming today. I hope you enjoyed the spiritual discourse as well as the Q&A session. Ishwarji's boundless love and eternal grace are always upon you. Thank you.